Wagwan Collective, this is Rasta Gal, aka Angelic Empress. Welcome you to my channel. Just want to say big ups to all my loyal and new subscribers. Thank you so much for being a part of the team, a part of this channel and its growth. Really appreciate everyone. And to my new that hasn't joined, that just listens, you also are welcome to be a part of the family. We would love to have you. Just for everybody, whether you're loyal or new or just watching, tread lightly. Okay. Collective. I've been getting so many downloads and dreams and just synchronicity, so I'm going to get right into it. If you are new and you don't know anything about me, you can get more information from my bio, but I'll share this. I am a intunitive reader, highly intuitive. So the messages that I give or receive will be from my dreams and downloads, or just from, again, what I see on a daily basis, or just what I receive intuitively. Okay. Most of my message is based on my experiences, but there are times I'll share my messages based on a collective energy. So let's get started. Okay. Collective, I feel that you're going to receive an equal exchange. Whether this is intuitively, spiritually, physically, you're going to receive an equal exchange. Okay. From your spiritual family, spiritual, high-ranking, energetic archangels, from God himself, your ancestors, just whoever you serve for your highest good. They're going to be giving you an equal exchange for all the fucking trials and tribulations that you have gone through or still is going through. Okay. Possibly you have gone through something currently, maybe within an hour, maybe within from yesterday, or you've been going through things today that ruffled your feathers. Okay. Woosah, collective. Take some deep breaths and woosah. And if you have not been pissed off or bothered, your energy's been fine, you have not been getting no astral projections, monitoring energies watching over you, okay, you haven't been seeing no shift-shifting energies in your life or just in your dreams, kudos to you. We're all about keeping the peace. I would say for the ones that don't want to disturb anybody, don't like violence, don't like to cause any type of ruckus in no one's life. Those are the ones that like to keep peace, because when they are disturbed, when they are tampered with and bothered or poked, it's like poking the bear. I'm telling you, it's like an energy spiritually that's released to your spiritual family, spiritual realms. Okay, it alerts the higher realms. It alerts something within your mind, body, spirit, and soul and system. It shocks you. Okay, to get your armor on even the more, because I'm telling you, I was sleeping. I'm about to get into my download. I was sleeping this week and I literally heard car alarm, and it was like a car alarm / phone, your phone alarm, that woke me up for reasons. Of course, I had to get myself together for other things, but when I heard that, that was like ring the alarm. Energetically, spiritually, something was going on. I literally in my dreams just been hearing things. And I literally heard recently energy saying, what goes around comes around. Whatever people is throwing at you, whatever is happening to you, it's going to come back. It's going to go back. It's like universal law. What people project at you, will receive that back. Wow, and the sun is just shining through my window here when I said that. So, and I also saw the numbers 911. So collective, you could be seeing 911. Okay, when the the universe is trying to tell you something, whether it's you seeing it on a physical sense, those numbers, or in your dreams, something energetically, spiritually is going on. Of course, there's battles and warfares going on the world, the nation's behalf, but definitely on your behalf, collective. Okay. So I saw those numbers. I heard those words. I feel that there's going to be equal exchange for all just the bullshit that you had to take. And that from the past energies that you dismissed and released yourself from, that is still trying to astral project to you. Okay? Especially if it's dealing with your family, if it's dealing in regards to you and your character, and people try to diminish that character and just trying to tell you who you are and what you are. Again, astral projections. Again, this could be referring to family members that are trying to come at you because they're bitter to the core. It could be from an ex-scorn lover that is just disgusting, and being a narc, in your life. I feel like this is like, if you have gone through something like this, collective, of like an empath and narc duo, that type of connection I'm talking about, that wants to take control, that wants to think they have control. At one point they possibly had it, but now that you have released those burdens and released yourself, my gosh, they still feel like they have just the rights and the say so on things. All right, this is who I'm referring to. Okay, if you can relate to this message and you're following me, because I don't know, I feel like this is going to go all over the place, so bear with me, because I haven't been on here for a minute, because I've been busy. So again, I appreciate everyone just tapping in. But yes, if you have gone through a lot of narcissism in your life, collective, whether it came from family, that could stem from your parents, your aunts and uncles, grandparents, siblings, your cousins, their children, their extended families, of a lover, of friends, from a neighbor, from the community, from your city, from your country. You've been through a lot of things, and just narcissism in general, from on a workplace, from, this is what I'm referring to. You're going to receive an equal exchange of everything you had to endure, everything you had to conquer. The things that's going on behind your back, they're trying to have a fair trade with whatever energies, whatever entities that they're betting with, whatever monsters that they're betting with, whatever sin that they're committing with, or whom with, they're going to get what they receive. Remember, I said, in my dreams, I heard someone say, what goes around comes around. They will receive what they sent out. They will receive that back. So again, it's about to be an equal exchange for your highest good. I also been watching Sin City. I was going to have other clips on here that was reminding me of a cartoon type of clip I was going to give you, but I changed my mind. But I was led to watch Sin City, And I guess it was a part 2 to that movie. And I never seen that one. And it was talking about, I don't know if that was part 1, but it was talking about, the title was saying, going after the dame, something like that. So, I don't know, collective, possibly your past people or present was looking at you as just a dame, looking at you as if you were for the streets and you have no name, looking at you as if you have no common sense, you have no experiences. They looking at you as innocent and naive. They don't know you're psychic, don't know that you're highly, truly just gifted, don't know that you're highly in tune. You may have a higher spiritual ranking, okay? But just based on your life experiences that you've been through and gone through before you met people, whether they're your friends and became your foes, whether they are your folks or your kins and they became your foes, whether they are your lover and they became or was a hoe and they became also your foes. They don't know what's happening with you or what you have gone through behind the scenes, from within, internally. They don't know that you have changed. You're not the same. And it's always the ones that are just bitter and rotten to the core and that has not matured, have no type of higher perspective. Everything's mundane. Everything is superficial. Everything is surface level thinking and way of living. They have no clue what God's been doing for you. Whoever you serve for your highest good. They don't know the new things that the universe has been working with you on or doing for you, and it's actually none of their business. As long as you know. They don't know who is the center of your joy. It's definitely not of the past, people, places, and things, and it's definitely not of the present. If you have cut and released yourself from, they are not the center of your joy. It comes from within. It comes from inside of your core, inside of your soul, and from your spirit that they are trying to diminish. And it can be when you're really, really feeling good about yourself and you're improving yourself and you're working on your self-growth, mind, body, spirit, and soul. And that's when energies, whether they use people, places, and things, want to come at you to tear you down. And to tell you who you are and what you're not. Who you are and what they think you are. If that makes sense. Collective. So you may have dealt with narcissists or narcissism in your life in those categories I mentioned, or you've been in a connection like that. I was also hearing, I don't know if I mentioned songs yet. I also heard Swaddle Up from Kendrick Lamar. And you know how that song begins and it starts with him with that sound effect. And then he said, reincarnated. I'm a stargazer. So, I don't know, collective. You could be a reincarnation of maybe of your ancestors. Okay, it could be someone that has passed on, my condolences. And you're a reincarnation of them. And people in your family or ex-family, if you didn't exile your family, that will remind you, or maybe you've heard this in your past, you look like your grandma, man, you look like your grandpa, okay, especially when they were alive, before they passed. Or you look like, your cousin or something like that. Or, you just could meet distant family one day and they say, you remind me of my sister. You remind me of my uncle. This could be a new family you meet. Another thing that's came to me, say for instance, you are in a connection, with someone that's treating you equally. There's an equal exchange, fair trade between you and your person you're connecting with, your partner, your spouse, your new connections you get into. That is platonic or loving. Some way, somehow, when you are in the right energy with the right people at the right place at the right time, you start looking like each other. Isn't that crazy? You start not imitating each other, but y'all all start to look alike, especially when you're with your right partner. You start looking like each other. A lot of things go into play when you're connected with the right people, places, and things, because it flows better. It flows well. There's no resistance. There's no fighting. It just flows. It just goes so smoothly. It is no resistance and fight at all. That's when you know you're in a good energy, or you're surrounding around a good energy, or just you're at the right place at the right time and everything is just flowing. For instance, the connection you connect with as in a partner. Again, you start looking alike. You have a lot of common interests, a lot of things that you can relate on, whether it's from your past or your present. And a lot of things that, say for instance, characteristics and talents and just things that you enjoy doing, and you share that with your partner. Okay. That may not have interest in it at first, but they're so in tune with it and want to learn about it because you are in tune with it. Vice versa. It's like y'all teaching each other, upgrading each other, not belittling each other. I feel it's so degrading when you're co-parenting with somebody. I'm talking about my parents out there that became single, and you're finally co-parenting, okay, because you have children, and the connection's just off. You never realized it, or maybe you was ignoring the red flags all this time in the connection you was with, married, or just you was really just in a relationship with them without a title, or with. The connection was always off. There was always red flags. We always ignore because love is blind and it can take over your mind. So true. It was always resistance. Your other person ended up becoming your opponent. Very competitive, very jealous. It's nothing worse than marrying your enemy. It's nothing worse than sleeping next to your enemy. Your opponent is nothing worse competing against a person you thought you loved or loved you. That is the worst feeling. And then you're co-parenting and you're still at odds. You're still competing with each other. Or you may not be competing with them, but they're competing with you. They still want to become your opponent. They still want to get a one-up over you. Co-parenting should not be like that. But when you have someone that's very mentally sharp and mature compared to someone that's not, that's when the competitiveness, the opposition occurs. The resistance occurs. When I see TV shows and I see people co-parenting and they literally have that person, they divorce, separated from, still around them and still around their kids, and they coming over to get the kids, and it's all fun and peaceful, and they're communicating. The wife say, those are my kids' dad, and we're co-parenting, and we still talk. He's my friend. I'll be like, what world are we living in? What world are they living in? Because that's not always the case. That is not always the case. Sometimes you have some bitter ass, petty ass, roach ass, codependent co-parents that is just ratchet. Just ratchet. They're for the streets, whether they're male or female. They're for the streets with their mind, with their lack mentality. Lack in everything that they try to project on you, collective, on me. I'm just speaking from experience. They're jealous ass, envy ass energies. So when I watch TV shows and those couples that separated and divorced and they became co-parents, they have a good communication, dialogue, and connection. Not for just the sake of the kids, but they literally are friends, still communicating, and able to have a civilized conversation and a connection. Where's that at? That is not the case in the real world. My gosh, collective. So you could be going through a bitter ass, codependent, narc ass energies that people carry, especially if it's in like codependency with co-parents. Connections that you can't have no communication with, because even through text you're at each other. Very immature co-parenting type of relationship. Very dysfunctional, very toxic. It's how I'm looking at it. It's how I feel. Remember I said roach ass energy? You could be seeing that in your dreams. I know I have been lately. So I know that's of negative energy and entities. Definitely energy. That's why I saw 911 in my dreams. So I will be spiritually cleansing myself in many ways. But yes, definitely of those astral projection of energies. There are dirty, infested, roach ass energies. That is trying to come at you. I've left a message before in regards to that. And I think I talked about people flipping out. People are crashing out. They could be NPCs. Literally, they're your ops. You married or connected with ops. Sleeping with your ops. Sleeping with the enemy. Those are roach ass energies I'm talking about. Because they will infest your whole life. I've been there, collective. And I left a message in regards to your silence. People are crashing out because you're silent. People are just going crazy because they don't know what's going on in your life personally. You're not sharing it with them. You're not showing them any type of affection. You're not showing them any type of, my gosh, just any type of feelings. You don't care about those people from the past or even of the present you release from anymore. They want you to care. They want you to have some type of feeling. They want you to respond to them, to react to them. But you don't care. And they are crashing out. They are flipping out. They are venting and speaking bad upon your name and your energy because you don't care, collective. Whose fault is that? But they're feeling some type of way because you fall back and you just remain silent and in your peace. You're in your own lane, enjoying your mind, your peace of mind, showing yourself the love that they lack showing you. You're showing yourself. You're gaining and calling back your power and energy, and they don't like that. That's why they're crashing out. That's why they're going crazy. That's why they want to do all this astral projection, shape-shifting in your dreams and in your energy. I'm talking about roach-ass energy. Not only did I see that in my dreams, I literally saw that this past week on a license plate before that dream. I literally saw they had the name on their license plate and it said Roach. I said, my gosh, what type of license plate is that? That is not a good name to have on your license plate and literally on behind your car. That is not a good energy and word. So these are energies, again, that is corroded. These are energies that are just disgusting. These are energies that are disturbed, deranged, delusional, or illusional, that I'm referring to. On top of that Kendrick Lamar song I heard, again, I just kept hearing "woke up." What it said? Yeah, I woke up looking for the broccoli. I kept hearing that. So that is saying to me, and I'm saying to you, collective, let's continue to eat more greens, probably more veggies in many ways. Add that and incorporate that in our energy in our lives. I feel also was referring to just enjoying the change of the seasons and the weather of the springtime that's occurring. And when spring occurs, you usually want to do spring cleaning. You want to refresh your energy and yourself. You just want to do brand new things. You want to feel brand new energies. You want to eat healthy things at times. Right. So I feel like, again, these nasty roach-ass energies want to try to distract, want to try to infest because you won't invest back into them, back into their energy, back into their shenanigans, back into their bullshit. Salt. Salt is significant. That came to me as well. Maybe someone is eating or taking in too much salt. Got to watch out for that. Or salt could be used as a spiritual cleansing and protection remedy. Okay, collective. Yeah, he said literally, Kendrick Lamar said, I feel good, get the fuck out my face. These energies, people, places, and things want to be all up on you, all in your face because you're feeling good. They can sense when you have moved on, you're moving forward because you're peace, you're at peace. Peace that passes all understanding. You're understanding where you are, you're living in your present. You're understanding what you had to go through. You're possibly still trying to understand by going through reflection. Not reminiscing, but going through reflection. Trying to understand, seeing the bigger and brighter picture, moving forward, looking at things in a higher perspective, feeling good doing that. And there are times when you're going through reflections that you may not feel good doing that. But you're doing that to release yourself from it and to heal. And you feel good afterwards. And these energies want to come at you. I feel like my ancestors and spirit guides, possibly your ancestors and spirit guides, again, was warning you in your dreams, as well as within the 3D, to watch out for these energies. These infested energies is what I'm calling them. Because that's what they do. They confuse you. They bring on illusions. They want to throw the fear at you to make you doubt where you are right now, to make you feel like you're incompetent, to make you forget to live and enjoy the moment that you're having with yourself or with those you love. That's not including them, these X energies. The song Swaddle Up, your ancestors and spirit guides. I've said this before in my last messages when I heard that song before in my downloads and dreams. They're swallowing up. I meant to say swaddling up, but when I said swallow, yeah, they're going to swallow these infested energies and spit them out back to the pits of hell where they belong. Whatever these past energies is being used by these demonic entities because they are lacking the love, or they are lacking healing, or they are lacking forgiveness. They're lacking any type of compassion. They're lacking any type of consideration. They're lacking doing their shadow work, if they even know what that means. They're lacking facing their battles. Again, lacking healing. Lacking taking accountability on why they're in the predicament they are in. Why the connection had to be disconnected. They're lacking of being a participant in that. Not wanting to see it, but point fingers and continuously on the physical realms as well as the spiritual realms want to project and monitor you. I'm telling you, your ancestors, spirit guides, is going to swallow those energies and people up. A lot of supernatural, paranormal things will occur because your ancestors is tired of seeing you, collective, suffer, seeing you going through trials and tribulations with these infested past energies. That is just full of corruption and confusion. And you know who's the author of confusion? The devil himself. My gosh. So that is the song I've heard. My gosh, collective. I've heard some other songs, a lot of songs, that I will share on other messages I'll be delivering. But again, you've possibly went through this type of connection, this narc and empath connection, and you're refusing to go through any type of connection like that again. As soon as you see red flags, you're not going to dismiss them. You're going to take heed right away, immediately, and disconnect yourself from connections, from people, places, and things. I feel from these past experiences or present that you have gone through is equipping you, collective, equipping me to recognize, to see the patterns, to realize what we went through and how it felt and how it looked, and to immediately bounce from people, places, and things that display those red flags, those type of connections, or that type of energies in those connections. I'm telling you, the narc and the narcissism, maybe if they were semi in the connections you've been in, collective, but even the semi ones is even worse. But a full-blown narcissistic type of entity on a person, they hate everything you do if it's rising above them. if it's not exalting them, what is that energy reminding you of? Satan himself, because he wanted to be exalted. He wanted to be in the spotlight. He wanted to be the only one talked about and noticed, praised, validated. He wanted that validation from anything and everyone. Still do to this day. He wants to be the center of your life, collective. The center of your joy and of your love that they want to swallow, diminish from you, suck out of you, drain you from. Fight you about the joy and love you have for yourself. They wanted to fight you in regards to that. Fight you because you're smiling. Fight you because you're happy. Fight you to whatever and whatever have excites your spirit and soul. Any type of thing that gave you joy, any type of thing that made you laugh. They was harboring envy, harboring jealousy. Even when they saw miracles happen right in front of their eyes in regards to you, collective, you think they were your cheerleader? No, they were your enemy. They were your opponent. That smile behind it was a devious type of energy and frown that they gave, that they felt. And I've seen it. Because your energy is so high. I'm not talking about just as in like on a psychedelic type of level. You may not use those type of substances. Can I talk today? But if you do, I'm not referring to that type of high. I'm referring to an energetic high. I also heard this song. It was by Bachman. It's called High Above Me. I literally heard that while I was running errands this past week. It goes, she's so high. Yeah, that's the song I heard. High above me, she's so lovely. Like Queen. What is it? Like Queen. Wow, I can't say that. Was it? Wow, she was at the tip of my tongue. Like Queen Cleopatra. I know I'm screwing up the name. And Joan of Arc. That person see you like that. That narcissism and narc energies of friend, foe, people, hoes. Your ex-lovers. They saw you and see you still as that. They see you as a queen. They see you as a king. They see you as a warrior. And that's why they're coming down or coming at you so hard and so heavy. They do that sneak attacks sometimes. Especially if you have done your shadow work and healing. It's not affecting you as heavy as it was before in the past. And they throw these sneak attacks to just get you where it hurts. They hit you where it hurts, energetically, verbally, okay? Possibly physically, they have. Trigger warning. But now that they don't have that power and energy, they're trying to throw those sneak attacks. That's the song I heard this past week as well. So collective, my gosh, Saunt again. I don't know. I just thought of the movie Saunt too. With what is her name? Jolene. Angelina Jolene. That movie she played saw. She was a German or a Russian spy, I believe. And that was one of my movies too. I haven't watched that recently, but that just came to me when I repeated the word sought. So collective, you could be, not saying you are, you could be a spiritual spy. Your ancestors is definitely spies. Your spiritual team is definitely spiritual spies. And they're going to be spying on your enemy. They're going to be spying on your opponents. They're watching them. They're watching your whatever opposition, resistance you're going through. And they're going to deal with those people. They're going to deal, your team, your spiritual spies is going to handle and do some work. They're going to be dismissing and cleaning and removing those energies on your behalf. On top of you doing your work, doing your part. But that's what they are. These NPCs, soulless beings. They're using these soulless beings as spies. My gosh, collective. So the movie Sin City, I was telling you in the beginning, again, I'll have maybe like a little clip of what I watched. But yeah, they're trying to get rid of you, possibly, collective. How they can get rid of you, it can happen in so many ways. Keeping you silent. But sometimes, collective, your silence or you wanting or remaining silent is based on you wanting to do that. You wanting to keep your peace. And I feel like you'll speak up and say something when you're ready. When it calls for it. But they want to really silence you. They want you to be in fear and live in fear of them. Whoever the opponents are, the oppositions are. Whether they're in a cult, whether they're in a coven, whether it's religious or not. Whether there is a couple, whether it's just one person that's trying to be the Goliath in your life. And you're David, collective. My gosh. Oh my gosh, now it came to me. Cleopatra and Joan of Arc. Someone sees you, or they have saw you in the beginning as rich and high, spiritually high. Your energy was high. And they had to have it. You're like a narcissism supply. They had to have it. They had to conquer. My gosh. Now that you have conquered and defeated that giant, they're trying to come back even larger, even bigger, to be a nuisance with their shenanigans in their life, projecting how they feel about themselves. They're projecting that on you. I don't think so, collective. I cancel and rebuke those demonic energies and entities right now, and I send that back to the source and senders it came from. Don't claim that energy. I'm not claiming it. And you don't either, collective. My God. Now that you have rised up, so I rise up. Yes. And I rise up. I have to get that. That just came to me. I'm going to have to get her song and put that down. Now that you are, or still is, rising in the energy you want to be in, you want to feel, that you should have felt long time ago. Mm-hmm. They're seeing you being restored and replenished. You're at peace. You're in love with yourself. You're seeing life in a different way. And you want to be, or you're feeling in love with life again. You're falling in love with learning new things about yourself. What makes you smile, what makes you happy, what makes you sing, what makes you dance, what makes you be full of gratitude, what makes you pray even more, what makes you just look at your life and value each and every moment, minute of your breathing, of your walking, just anything and everything you're doing. You're not taking it for granted. They are seeing your energy restoring. You are being full of that Cleopatra energy and Joan of Arc energy, spirit that you always have and that they seen. You've regained and restored that back. It is draining these entities. It is draining your opponents and energy because you're claiming it back. You're not giving in to their shenanigans and nonsense anymore. And it's killing them. I'm telling you, collective, it is killing them silently. Not softly. Silently is killing them from within. It is draining that entity or demonic force that is within your enemies. It's killing them silently. They're hiding it. They're not telling you. But how they tell you is how they project on you, whether it's in a 5D or 3D realms. That's how you'll be able to know that they're going through some things. How they react. Compared to how you respond. My gosh, collective. So again, you're going to be receiving an equal exchange. It's going to be a fair trade. Not so fair for your enemies. Confirmation, but you're going to be receiving equal exchange from God himself, aka Ra, whoever you serve. That is for your highest good, collective. Thank you so much for listening. If you can relate to this message, give me thumbs up, like, subscribe, and share this with others that you feel that can relate as well. If you'd like to know anything about me, check my bio. I'm also offering personal readings. If you would like to know anything about that, I have spring and summer special services I provide down below. So check that out. Again, collective, stay tuned for more messages. Until next time, this is Rasta Gal, aka Angelic Empress. Take care and peace.